Welcome back to the podcast. This week we are covering photography pricing, what to charge and why, how to know what to charge. That's always a big topic of conversation. What you need to know about lighting in order to be a professional photographer, the sort of base topics you need to be, understanding in order to stand a fighting chance of make some cash out of this thing. Lifestyle of a pro and some hacks as a pro photographer, which I think, you pick them up over the years, don't you, in any industry, I suppose, just learning those little bits and pieces. Our personal best kit purchases for 2025, as well as our worst kit purchases for 2025. So I'm joined once again by Rob.
Howdy.
And we are sat here on a lovely Sunday, podcasting away. And we're kind of covering this is kind of like a business episode, I suppose. And I think that the benefit of having Rob here today is that mine and Rob's, I never know which way around you're supposed to say it, businesses are completely different despite being, that we work in the same industry. The model's different, the setup's different, the aim is probably different as well, I'd imagine. And I think between us, we probably cover most types of photography business or videography business.
Yeah, I think so.
Through that sort of thing. So where do we begin today? Should we start with pricing? Is that a boring place to start? It sounds boring, but I suppose people want to know.
Well, again, it's something that you do need to know. And as you know, it's something I really struggle with.
Yeah.
When I first started, because the imposter syndrome is real.
Yes, there's definitely that. There's do you remember how much you charged for your first paying job?
Oh God, I think it was I'm going to say 80 quid.
I'm trying to think what my first paying job was that I can remember. I definitely shot a wedding for 300. And I still think back then I was probably ripping them off for the quality of the work. Maybe I was charging 40, 50 quid for a portrait sitting.
See, my first one, I remember it because I remember when the Facebook message came in. It was a band. It was like, I saw the pictures you did of Temple of Lies. What do you charge for a shoot? I'm not charged.
Yeah.
It's like, and I remember, I think they did a half-hour gig at the Sound House. And I think I must have shot something about 500-600 pictures.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Just absolutely panicking, thinking, they're paying me for this. I've got to get something decent out of this.
Exactly. And I think I wouldn't have believed somebody if they told me how much money you can make from doing this. But on the flip side, it's also not always enough. Because, I've got friends who have real jobs and they go home at 5. I don't. If I'm working, I'm working.
Yeah.
And it can be quite easily 70 to 80 hour weeks.
Yeah, remember the last time you did a 5-day week?
Nope. Not this year.
Yeah, it's not as good a thing, has it?
So. I've not done a 5-day week in a very long time, which is kind of my own fault. So pricing photography, what we charge and why. So Rob, what's your average job? Like what's the most common sort of job? You get, it's mostly video, obviously, but what's your most, what type of video job do you do?
Most commonly would be highlight reels for function bands.
Yep.
That's probably the thing I've done the most of consistently throughout the year.
And how do you price those? What's the method?
You work out that it takes about 2 to 3 hours of shooting time. And then you can add on then another 4 to 5 hours of editing to cut it all together, make the reel, etc., etc. So you're probably looking at a good 8-10 hours in total.
Yep.
And again, you look at what people charge for similar services, because again, there's no point pricing yourself out the market. Equally, there's no point being too cheap.
Correct.
So you don't want to be sort of in the ballpark. And I would charge approximately £450 for that.
Super. And that's an amount that people who need that service can afford.
Yeah, because again, these are working function bands that are going out charging £1,000, 1,200 quid a gig.
And splitting that between 5 of them.
Yeah. And a lot of them, the last ones, for example, their view was, or their goal from the reel was to send it to a few promoters and get themselves on a cruise ship for the whole of next year. So that was kind of, there was a clear
Did they
purpose.
manage that, or?
The reel's certainly gone in, and that's definitely what they were aiming at. So I think they had an in, but usual story, we need to see what you look like and sound like.
Yeah. Well, so that's is going, what do people want? How much do they have to spend on this? And can I produce something of value within that budget?
Yeah.
There's no point in going, well, I've produced something, but it's no good, which is what a lot of photographers do. They produce something, they go, well, that's all the money they have. But what they actually turn out giving them isn't actually of any value whatsoever. Or the other thing people tend to do is they go so over the top on the deliverable that it's not actually sustainable for them.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're spending weeks in post and all the rest of it. So, I mean, it's a similar thing in what I do, in that you work out what the industry can bear as a price. So what can my clients afford? That's what you're kind of looking for. There's, in the UK, day rates. Will I give you my day rate on here? Is there any reason why I can't tell people what my day rate is?
I don't think so, but that's never, and this is another common misconception, especially in the commercial world. Your day rate isn't what you get paid for the job.
No, absolutely not. Your day rate is like a multiplier. So I put my day, let's go for it. My day rate goes out at 3,500 for a day. That is me to be standing in the room. That's my fee for that. It's my fee to be there on the day for the day. We then charge usage, which is a multiplier of that, depending on what the usage is. Otherwise, people would be paying me like 100 grand a day, and they can't afford that because the market can't bear that price. They go, well, actually, we only need to use it for 6 months in the following countries. So how much just for that? And that's what they pay for. And then hopefully they realize a year later they want to do it again. We get relicensed. So that's the good money. That's the good stuff. So usage is the majority of what we make. So we make more on usage than we do on day rates. We then make money on other things. So if we're shooting in this studio here, this studio goes out at a day rate. So we put a fee in for the studio. We then charge for my equipment. Now, for a long time, I've rented all my kit. But this year we were so busy, it actually made financial sense to own the kit and rent it out. So that's what we've done this year. So we bought loads of Broncolor kits. We bought we bought everything. And I then drive it back and forth to London, which is why I think I've driven 25,000 miles so far this year.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Which, considering no trips over 110 miles, it's quite a lot of driving back and forth. It's, I think I was averaging an oil change every 6 weeks at one point.
Yeah.
So we make money from that as well. We then make money from digital capture, which is recording the files to hard drive, which is a big part of what we do, and keeping them. Sometimes we make a bit of money making selects and doing color grades. Sometimes we make a bit of money managing the edit or overseeing the edit or giving my opinion on the edit. What else do I make money on? Travel days. If I've got to travel somewhere, we charge half day rate for that, because I can't work. We then make little bits here and there and markup of various items, I suppose. But that's how we charge. So it's the same mentality as to what you do, but it's a very different structure.
Yes.
If you told somebody you're charging digital capture, they would laugh you out the room.
Yeah. It's like, well, how do you expect to do the job if you don't capture it digitally?
Exactly. What they're looking for from you is a flat fee.
Yes.
What they're looking for from my agent is a flat fee. But that flat fee is broken up into lots of different line items. Now, the reason we don't just go, oh, it's 75 grand for today, is because if they go, we've only got 68, we've got a line itemed estimate. We can go, look, we can lose this, we can lose that. Here's the consequence.
Yeah.
You're going to lose a shot from your shot list. And suddenly they go, oh, we'll find the money. Or they go, yeah, we understand that. That's fine. Whatever it may be. So pricing photography in some sense is really simple because there is a set fee. There's what the market will bear. When I hire you for certain retouching, there's a price point at which you become usable, and there's a price point at which you go, well, that doesn't work at all. We might as well send it to a retouching house because then I don't have to deal with it at all. And it has to be at the right price to work. The difficult thing is, if a function band came to you and said, we want this here doing, you know roughly how long it's going to take.
Yes.
If someone comes to me and goes, we've got 32 shots we need doing, and this is what they look like, I can look at it and go, that's going to take 6.5 days. We'll say 7 days, and we'll make half of it pre-light. And that's how we, and this comes down to experience.
Exactly, yeah.
What you have to accept is, for the first few years, you can go, yeah, that's going to take 4 days, and it takes 7. And you lose money.
Yeah.
And that's on you. That's just on you. Or you can go, here's the fee per day. Let's see how long it takes. But no client's going to go for that because they're going to go, well, you're going to work slow, aren't you?
Well, yeah. You know, the classic, the difference between people paid by the hour and people on salaries.
No,
exactly. At a very different pace.
Exactly. We get paid per job. We get it done. We get it done on time. We get it done on budget. If for whatever reason the client turns around and throws a spanner in the works, we then start charging overtime. But if we throw a spanner in the works, I start losing money.
Yeah.
And I've often paid lots of overtime when I've messed up out of my pocket, which is partly why we get the big bucks, because at the end of the day, it's on me. Whereas my assistant, for example, if they mess up, it's not on them, it's on me, which is part of it. So, I mean, I have a whole workshop on the business of photography, business and marketing of commercial photography, which we go into this in much more detail. But the simple, I see loads of people going, yeah, what you need to do is work out how much you want to make in a year, work out how many times you want to shoot, and then work out what the price is. The chances of that working as a system are slim to nil. What you need to do is go, what can the market bear? I can't up my day rate because no one's going to pay it. I can't. Like, no one's paying me $5,000 a day rate. It's not going to happen, because then the usage will be astronomical. I mean, it's pretty good at the moment, but obviously when you're getting like adding an extra 300% on for this country, an extra 200% on for it starts to rack up quite quickly. And when you go from 3.5 to 5, that's a substantial change. Now, I charged 2.5 for years and didn't up it. I upped it to 3.5, see what happened. Nothing changed. So we're sticking at 3.5 now. Maybe we'll up it again. Maybe there is $5,000 to be had. We'll soon find out.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think so. I don't think I was paying $5,000 day rate for my work. But not with use. Well, if usage was all included, they'd be happy at $5,000 a day.
Oh, yeah,
That'd be a bargain, but not without it. But I have to work out what the market will bear, and then I have to produce a product underneath what the market will bear that, one, I can actually achieve, and two, leaves me with a profit margin. Because it's not like I walk home with all that money and go, great, I made £55,000 last week, I'll put that in my back pocket. There's this to pay for, the studio, there's the staff, there's the insurance, there's the software, there's a lot of overheads. Whereas I'm assuming your overheads, relatively speaking, are considerably less.
Yeah, I mean, again, because as a one-man band, you know, it is just me.
Exactly.
I mean, it's an absolute rarity for me to have an assistant.
Yeah, whereas I don't remember doing a job ever without crew. But I mean, the crew's billed out separately. That doesn't come off my day rate. But even like maintaining this place here costs money. Having a studio costs money. Having the equipment costs money. I have to get people to come in here to sort all the kit out. Like Paul was in here. Were you in here when Paul was here sorting all the stuff out?
Yeah, it was the other weekend.
Yeah, we had to make all the bags and the drawers match because we were like trying to pack bags from drawers which were organized differently to bags and all the rest of it. And you know, all this stuff, it adds up and it costs money. And you need to be charged. And being a bigger studio, for example, and charging more money gross doesn't necessarily mean you're making more money.
This means you're charging more.
Yes. I did a job earlier this year where I charged $1,000 for a day to go and help a mate out. I just turned up in a taxi, used everyone's kit, went home. That would be probably the most profitable day's work. Who makes £1,000 in a day pure profit?
No, that's not bad work, that.
Yeah, I know. It's really not bad work. Whereas when you're doing a 5-day shoot, it's a monthly life with pre-production, post-production, all the rest of it. It's not $1,000 a day.
No.
By the time you've added it all, like it might be for the shoot day, it sounds brilliant. Oh,
Yeah,
I made 50 grand today in a day.
Yeah, then you got everything stacked up behind it.
And you got your overheads. It's never as good as it sounds. Which is not to say it's not a good industry and it's not a good business, but I mean, sometimes I look at other people doing it differently and I'm like, I wish I'd have gone for that business model. Because yes, I make a lot of money, but I have a lot of risk. And if I don't make money, I have a lot of bills.
Yes.
And my bills don't go away. It's like the shoot day bills, which are fine because they're all billed to the client, like the lunches, the dinners, and the crew. I
remember you telling me what the electricity is in this place.
Yeah, the electricity bill here is astronomical when we're shooting a lot. It just... I mean, there's a phase, it's gone down a bit now. There's a phase when the hikes were, it was in the thousands each month when we're shooting a lot. And I'm sitting there going, can we just turn the lights off for a bit? Just do we need this many lights? It's a lot of electric.
Just stop the little hamster wheel of the electric meter going. Yeah.
So there's a lot you can charge for in a shoot. So you charge for post-production, you charge for delivery, you charge for your crew, you charge for miscellaneous things, shoot insurance, travel costs, hotel bills. That all gets passed on to the client. But even at the end of the day, the photographer has their own bills within their line item, which you don't pass on to the client, like the cost of having a studio for 10 years, the cost of test shooting, the cost of advertising, you know, the fee you pay to your agent. That comes out of it. They're taking 20%. they're not having a bad life. You
Yeah.
know, it's there's a lot to it with pricing, and knowing what to charge comes down to experience. And yes, we have this workshop and it goes through, I'll try and remember to put a link in the comments. I probably won't. I'm renowned for going, I'll pop a link below and then not doing it because I forget. But if you go to Tin House Studio, there is a whole workshop going over marketing, meetings, book showings, portfolios, pricing structures, all that sort of stuff. It's a big topic, but I think it's one of those things that's gatekept in the industry. People don't like to discuss it. I find it fascinating that no one wants to discuss it because I'd want to know if I was undercharging.
Yeah, absolutely. Or likewise, overcharging.
If I was losing work because I was
wondering why you're
overcharging.
quiet. Yeah.
So there we go. That's what I charge. We'll see if I get in trouble for that. I'll see if Pete phones me up immediately afterwards and goes, Scott, you idiot. Why have you told people that? Let's take off our little to-do list here. Yeah, so we'll go into that in more detail there. So where do we go next? Let's talk about some kit before we get into some techie stuff again. I say that kit's kind of techie, but what's the best bit of kit you've bought this year?
Well, I mean, I've bought very little kit this year, so it has to be the pair of anamorphic lenses that I bought. And I kind of figured between the two, I can shoot an entire project on it.
Yeah, which is always nice. So it'd look a bit weird, wouldn't it, if you had to swap between anamorphic and non-anamorphic?
Yeah, but you can't. Well, of course you can do it, but it depends on the kind of work you're doing. But ideally you want sort of a matching look.
Yeah.
And the 50mm is more like a 35 horizontally, but still 50mm vertically, which is a bit because the way anamorphics work. And likewise, the 85 is more like a 50. So again, we've got something reasonably wide, but not so wide that you've got all the barrel distortion in the world.
Yeah.
And then something you can use for close-ups. So I think between the two, I can get probably not most things shot, and which is convenient because I've got two cameras. So.
And I was going to say the whole focal length thing. I've got a video coming out of that on YouTube soon because I've never seen a more misunderstood subject matter. People constantly in the comments going, "So that lens is the equivalent of this on my camera." I'm like, no, it's not.
No.
Equivalent focal length is a marketing ploy to make people think they're buying something of use. A 28mm lens, no matter what camera you put it on, is a 28mm lens. Anamorphic, slightly different. You've got the D-squeeze thing, but I'm going on a bit of a tangent here. A 90mm lens on all of my cameras is a 90mm lens, whether it's crop sensor, full frame, medium format. It's 90mm.
Yeah. I think what people get confused with is effective field of view and effective focal length, not the same thing.
Yeah. It's so misunderstood. It's so misunderstood. But that's a rant for another day. What's the worst thing you've bought this year?
To be honest, I haven't bought anything bad.
That's always good.
I bought, in terms of kit, sort of very little. And as I've got older, I've become more considered in my purchases.
Yep.
And yeah, so I can't really say I've bought anything that I kind of regret buying, really.
That's good.
So yeah, that's been a win.
I'll take that. I think my best bit of kit I bought this year is probably my Think Tank Logistic Manager bags, actually. They have been fundamental in getting through the volume of work we've had.
Yeah, because it's all been off-site.
Yeah. I think we did 25% here, but the majority's been in London. And being able to load those bags up and make an extra couple of grand a day on kit rental, that's been pretty nice. Well, the bags were expensive. They're like 500 quid each.
Yeah, but look at what you're putting in now. You've upgraded everything to broncolor.
Yeah, you've got like 30 grand in each bag.
Yeah, so,
That's probably the best bit of kit I've bought this year. What's the worst kit I've bought this year? Anything electronic from Amazon. Like anything which isn't the official thing. Like I've gone through 2 MacBook Pro chargers off Amazon already. They're rubbish. Multiple iPhone chargers off Amazon. They're rubbish. Camera chargers off Amazon. Rubbish. If it's electronic and it's not a main brand thing and it's on Amazon, it's a waste of money. Is my take home on this. Just buy the real thing. What's your? You know a lot about electronics from abroad, and
well, yeah. I mean, you got the word "made in China" now on everything.
Oh, it's all made in China, whether it's the real thing or not.
Yeah, but like all things, it's built to a certain standard, and some things, like batteries, are a great one. Like Sony MPFs, there's 1,000 different brands of those.
They're not all the same.
But they're not all the same.
Yeah, they're definitely not all the same. Having bought a lot of batteries this year, don't skimp on electronics.
No, I mean, certain things. I mean, again, I think in terms of sort of budget warriors, Newer do some really good stuff, and they're just generally fairly dependable.
It is, but I had a load of rubbish from Newer as well this year.
In years gone by, they weren't great, but they have seemingly at least picked their game up.
Yeah. In fact, well, I'm trying to think what the worst things I bought are this year. I bought a lot this year. I think anything off Amazon that was cheap was just false economy.
Mm.
So having a look around the studio, see what I can see. But like, if it was cheap on Amazon, it was a waste of money. Definitely a waste of money. And it's one of those things you learn over the years, isn't it? You can skimp on some things, but not others.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think electronics, cables, cheap data cables, waste of money.
Yeah, media,
waste of money. You've got to buy good stuff, which nicely segues into our next section, pro hacks and lifestyle hacks for photography. So having been both of us on a very busy year, one of the important things I've had to do is, and it's going to be really boring, everyone, sleep. Like literally carve out time to sleep. And if I can't get enough sleep, work out when I can catch up on it in advance. I know you've been focusing on sleep this year a bit.
I've been trying, yeah. It's something I've never been good at, as you know. I mean, I'm generally like 4 hours a night, man. You know, in 4 hours I can own the universe. I struggle on 3. But you know, four is enough. But in the summer, I did actually, for the first time ever, buy some blackout blinds for my bedroom, and like that's been brilliant.
Yeah.
So like, you know, it's like now literally pitch black, and it's now you can feel tired and sleep.
I mean, I've been going to bed at like 9 p.m.
I just could not. I mean, if I did that, I'd be wide awake at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Well, I get up at 5. So I go to bed at 9, up at 5, and I am relentless on it. Like I will not skip on sleep. And if I've got like a ridiculous work schedule, I will plan in naps, I will plan in additional long sleeps and all the rest of it. So I average out 8 hours a day.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that would be a goal.
Yeah.
To, you know, be able to like put myself to bed at 11 and like wake up at 7 or 6 or whatever. But
bit of melatonin, I guess me going.
Yeah, I mean, as you know, I did buy some.
Yeah.
I just haven't used it.
I love melatonin. It's I don't know if it's bad for you or not. Don't take this as medical advice. Probably don't
no, absolutely not.
But I have melatonin every night. Love it. So yeah, that's one thing I've been focusing on a lot of. The other things are like these weird little hacks I've picked up over the years. So traveling to and from London a lot, I bought caffeine sweets, like coffee chews full of caffeine, because you need to keep sharp. You've got to get those pet pills going.
Yeah, especially if you're driving.
Yeah, exactly. Driving home after a shoot is the worst. Like you're wrecked and you're on like come down. You got to like focus and drive home. But also, when you've got a lot of kit in the car, you can't just disappear to go and get a coffee. So I've got that espresso machine in my car.
Yes, you have.
So I can make an espresso whilst pulled into the side of the road. And I go for an espresso because less likely to need a wee, which is also problematic when you've got a lot of kit in your car.
Yeah.
So I've definitely picked up that as a bit of a pro tip. I got that from Paul. He bought one first, and then I bought one. I think it's called an Oni or something like that.
Okay, yeah.
Espresso machine, about 100 quid, I think. Best £100 I've spent, but wouldn't be on this year's best purchase. I bought it last year. So that's definitely a good thing. But there's a whole load of like little hacks as a photographer to stop you from doing stupid stuff. Like every single one of my camera bags has a tracker in it, labeled as what it is. Because sometimes this year, I've had some bags in my house, some bags in a studio in London, some bags in my studio here, and I'm thinking, where's my cable bag? And there it is on my phone. I can see cable bag is in London where it needs to be.
Yeah.
Brilliant. That has been a game changer for like when you're shattered and stressed and you can't remember whether something's in the right place. That saves you bacon. And I use air tags because they seem to work the best out of all the different tags I've tried. It definitely seems to be the go-to. Same with camera bags. So what you can't see over here is I've got 2 camera bags. One is closed and shut. One is unzipped and open. Never should a bag have the lid down and not be solidly latch closed or zip closed. Anybody caught doing that will get a camera thrown at them.
I know that's absolutely one of your pet peeves.
The bag is either open or it's closed and shut.
Yeah.
Not closed and flappy lid, because some idiot's going to pick it up and the content...
10 grams worth of gear on the floor, smashed.
And I mean, there's normally backup kit, but then it means we don't have any backup for the backup. So, yeah, that really peeves me.
And again, it's just such an avoidable thing.
So avoidable. So avoidable. Likewise, having everything in your bag labeled. So somebody who doesn't know anything about your kit can find it. Just label machine everything. I like the ones where you punch into them and you get the embossment.
Yeah.
I know it's not as easy to read, but the aesthetic is
More tactile.
it's very tactile thing. That's also really useful.
Whereas as you can see from all my batteries, I prefer the flat print.
Yeah, I have got a flat print. I just don't like the aesthetic. But it's more functional.
Yeah.
More legible, and also you can fit batteries inside battery all things without, you can't do that with mine. So definitely label everything, label where it goes, and have clear places for everything. That way, when you're leaving, it sounds stupid, you leave one reflector behind. If it says 4 reflectors live in this part of the case, and you've got one missing, and they're £200 a reflector, that's a lot of money to just leave because you didn't label it.
Never say you do that a couple of times a year, it hurts.
Yeah, well, you do it once a year and it hurts. Likewise, have an itinerary for each bag printed out. So if you're working with lots of people, or even working with just one extra person, have a list of what belongs in the bag so you can check it in and check it out. That way you don't get to the end of the shoot going, did we bring a charger?
Yeah.
And you've just left it in the office at some studio plugged into the wall, and then there's 50 quid gone. Because this stuff adds up over the year. All these little, I lost 2 lens caps is like great.
Yeah.
There's 20 quid gone.
Like lens hoods, like 90 quid.
Oh, good lenses are so expensive.
What?
So expensive. So another thing I've done this year is I have committed to going to the gym 3 times a week as a minimum. This has resulted in me going to the gym at 1 a.m. at one point because I was nearly, I don't break my rules. When I've got a rule, I've got a rule. Unless I'm sick, which I've been for the last 2 weeks, I've not been, I'll be at the gym. Tomorrow morning, I'll be at the gym. And I will go 3 times a week. And even if I'm shattered, I will still go. I'll just do slightly lighter weights. But that's made a huge difference throughout the year because when you're on set a lot, you eat set food and you snack and you drink in the evenings and you go out to the pub and have 4 or 5 pints and it's a lot of calories. It adds up quite quickly. So that helps a lot.
It's also, I mean, I certainly find this true. So especially as I'm getting older, that while it seems, and I'm not going to compare this to digging holes in the road like my dad did.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember working in a pub once and there was some artist pontificating about how difficult his job was and how heavy his brush was. And the fellow coming off the building site goes, bet my shovel's heavier than your brush, mate. He's one of them. But photography and what have you, and videography, it is actually physically quite demanding.
Yeah.
Like if you're doing, as I do, videos, highlight reels for festivals and such. If you look at the amount of miles that you cover over the course of a weekend, carrying what seems like reasonably light kit on a quick pickup, when you're holding the thing all day, it starts to get actually sort of heavy on.
Yeah, it's a decent
so
workout.
You do need to keep yourself, physically able to be able to do the job.
Definitely. I mean, if I'm shooting in this studio, my studio is small. It looks quite big on YouTube, but this is a small studio. It's not like overly spacious.
Yeah.
It's pretty tight in here. If I'm shooting in here for a still life day, I will walk 7 kilometers within my studio. I want these weird ring tracker things.
Yes.
This was given to me by Ultrahuman. They are absolutely rubbish, which is why they never got a review. I still wear it, but this is the 5th one. They keep breaking. I say to them, once you can get it to work for a month, I'll do you a review.
Yeah.
But they're yet to get one to work for a month. So no review.
It's not a great advert, is it?
It's not ideal, is it? And so I'd never do it. Unless they brought out a new product which actually worked, I wouldn't review it. It sucks. But I quite enjoy tracking my out, steps and stuff like that. So I use it a lot to work out whether I've walked the dog enough or too much. It's a big thing with big Goldens like mine is that you can overwalk them and they can damage the hips.
Yeah.
But if you underwalk them, they behave badly. A tired dog is a good dog.
Yes, a sleepy dog. It's quiet.
So, but I mean, Teddy gets more sleepy playing hunting games. So we do like hide and seek and stuff and like scent work and that 20 minutes of scent work and he sleeps at 8 hours.
Yeah.
Which is funny. So, yeah, I know. Have you got any good pro hacks?
I don't know about hacks and stuff so much, but I think it's very easy to get caught up in the busyness of things. You do need to kind of every so often, and I know both of us have been quite bad at it this year, but you do occasionally need to find just a rest day just to unplug.
Yeah,
where you don't look at a computer, you don't look at a camera, you just and just take stock.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping for the rest of this year to go back to 5-day weeks.
Mm.
Probably wouldn't end up being Monday to Friday, but even if that's, Wednesday to Sunday, whatever it is, but just having 2 days off a week,
Yeah.
ideally back to back,
Mm.
rather than one here and one there, because it's not the same, is it?
No.
Yeah, and as we're getting towards the end of the year and closing up for the year, that's what I'm going to aim for. And I think it's I think rest and downtime as a creative, you need time. I mean, I've not done a creative test shoot all year.
Because you've been busy working.
I've been busy working. I've had time to do the test shoots, but I haven't got any ideas.
No, I mean, all the test shoots we've done has all been content for studio access.
It's all been for studio access. The only other thing we did, we shot the big lighting workshop.
Yep.
Which was substantial work. I think that took me 6 weeks to create.
About that, yeah.
And that was, well, for those who don't know, it's a workshop which covers everything you need to know about lighting to be a commercial photographer. And after finishing it, I was like, I don't know, is it good, isn't it good? The feedback's been great from it. And what's interesting is, as I was doing campaigns after it, we literally just used everything from that workshop in the campaigns, whether it was with portraits, whether it was still life, whether it was with video. It just applied to everything. Like everything in that workshop is literally everything I do.
Yeah. And best of all, I'll get that for free.
Yeah. But I'd also say like most of it's not on YouTube.
Yeah, because again, it's not light entertainment. It's factual things that if you want to do this for a living, you kind of need to know. But it's just not very interesting for the 99% of people that don't want to do this for a living.
Yeah, and I think I've made peace now with the fact that the podcast is a bit different. It's a halfway house. My workshops and studio access are not for the majority of people. They're for people who want to do this at a high level. It's not for people who want entertainment. It's not for people who want to have a fun time.
Yeah, we're not Digital Rev.
No, that was do you know what? I missed that YouTube channel so much. It was so good, Digital Rev. But we're not that sort of thing. The YouTube channels, they're opinion pieces, they're sort of essays, and they're kind of entertaining, but it's not the facts that you need to be a working professional.
Yeah.
That is, we have 2 options, and I've done 2 options because I don't know how I feel about either. So you can either join a subscription service, which is Studio Access, and you get content every week. And it's YouTube videos that aren't for YouTube.
Yeah.
In terms of complexity, delivery, and subject matter. Or if you don't want to pay a monthly fee, you can either buy a lighting workshop or you can buy a business workshop. And you can also buy one on making a commercially viable portfolio. There ain't much else in photography. There's no plans for another workshop. They're the 3 workshops.
Yeah, if you master those 3, you'll be doing all right.
Yeah, well, you've got the business, you've got pulling the portfolio together, and you've got the technical skill set to do it. There ain't nothing else.
Yeah.
I could make one on how to do exposure, but I feel like that's covered. I think someone else has done that before. So 3 workshops, or you can join for a monthly thing. Or what a lot of people do is they do the monthly thing, and then when they want to do a deep dive, they're like, right, I've now learned enough about lighting. What do I need to do to create a body of work? Let's watch that one. I've got my body of work. How do I market it? Let's deep dive that one. So there's kind of 3 deep dives out there, and then the monthly thing. And it's fascinating how, I mean, on YouTube, obviously, I would go with saying with lighting, the majority of information is incorrect. Or it's factually correct, but incorrectly applied.
Yeah.
Or it's correct on both counts, but they don't have any taste, which is a real YouTube strong fault. So yeah, that's why I made it. I wanted to make it for ages. What I wanted to do, the whole aim of it was to make everything you need to know to do commercial photography lighting, regardless of genre, in 60 minutes. And we did not get anywhere close to that. It's a fair few hours long.
Yeah.
Because I kept like, I was like, oh, should I cut that out? I was like, no, it's important. They need to know that. And yeah, it's several hours. It's not 60 minutes. I apologize. The whole thing was like, it's going to be short, punchy, and like just
but then,
bosh.
Likewise, if you look at 2-3 hours of useful information compared to the rest of your career, it's a drop in the ocean time wise.
Yes, I agree. But I do think it's a sort of workshop you need to listen to probably 2 to 3 times.
Yeah, to fully understand it.
I don't think you can watch it once and get it. I think you have to dip in and out again afterwards to sort of... It's too much information. Like 3 hours of non-stop information is an insane amount of information.
Yeah, and I mean,
process.
Specifically like looking at the lighting workshop, you kind of... you'll do things having watched the workshop itself, go away and experiment, didn't quite get what I was looking for, watch it again, you're like, that's the bit I missed.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the light bulb comes on and everyone's...
The weird thing about it is, though, the whole reason I made it was I went on a barista training course just for fun, because that's how I get down. So I went on this barista training course, and the way they explained coffee to me halfway through the barista course, I was like, oh my God, I can do this for lighting. I was like, there's a method here for lighting where we can create recipes, and from these scratch principles, you can create any lighting. Anyway, I was like, this is it. This is it. We're doing it. And that was...
Yeah, I mean, what you won't find in there is, here's a 3-point lighting setup.
You will not find that in there.
You know, which you will find many of on YouTube's.
Yeah, that's again, another marketing ploy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Much like equivalent focal lengths and stuff. 3-point lighting setup. No pro ever did a 3-point light. I've never gone, we need 3 lights for this.
No, you kind of build the setup till you get what you want.
You build it knowing what you want and knowing the rules of physics around it, and then that's exactly where the light goes. So, anyway, ranting on that, but I think it's fascinating how few pros know enough about lighting. I mean, we did this shoot years ago. Paul was on set with me, and we had to get in 3 more assistants on the day because the production company supplied rubbish assistants. And we were literally going to them. I was like, all right, if this is our setup, I was like, Paul, you've got to vet these people. It was like, if this is our setup and you need to do this, what do you do with the light? They didn't know. They didn't know the basics. They just didn't know it. And I was so shocked. And these are people who are working pros, like going out at like $2,000 a day in their own right, but they didn't know the basics. And it shocks me how few people do. Is one of the reasons I always have Paul on set with me whenever I can is because I know that he knows the fundamentals. And if I go, Paul, can you make that shadow 1/3 of a stop darker and 0.5 centimeter shorter? It takes in 5 seconds. If you ask some assistants that, they were like, cool, what do I do? I'm like, well, what's the point in having you here? Like, I know what to do, but if I've got to explain it to you, I can't go and do this thing over here that I need to do.
Yeah, and again, that's not your job on set.
No, that's what the lighting is. You have assistants, lighting assistants, Digitex, Grip, Spark, and all the rest of it. They all have their own little roles. And my role is not to tell you how to do your job. My role is to tell you what I want and for you to go and do it. I don't sit there with an editor and go, cool, what I need you to do is do this here, rasterize it, then do it. Like, no, I was like, here's what I want it to look like.
Yeah, go off and get that done.
I don't care how you do it, just make it done. That's what you want, isn't it, from these things? So yeah, that was a bit of a eureka moment in a coffee shop in Birmingham where I was like, oh, there we go, we'll get that done. And I think that's probably the only thing we've really created this summer, isn't it, outside of photo shoot world?
Yeah, but that was quite an undertaking.
It was quite an undertaking. It was a lot of filming. It was a lot of editing. It was a lot of data. It was a lot of rendering. And it also, I stupidly delivered it in 1080p and 4K at the same time without realizing that most people don't know streaming 4K and playing a 4K video from your computer natively, not the same thing.
No, definitely not.
Most computers can't play hours and hours of 4K footage in one file.
Well, a lot of computers, I mean, shall we say normally aspirated computers, will struggle to play back 4K full stop.
Yeah.
1080p tends to be the sweet spot for computers.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, if you've got beast mode machines, whatever, then they can handle that with no problem. I mean, the amount of stuff I've delivered and people exactly the same thing. So it keeps stopping. I'm like, no, it's your computer.
Yeah,
it's your computer.
Yeah. It's like, well, I can watch Netflix in 4K. It's not the same.
No,
not the same. It's it was a great example though of when because I had the M1 Ultra at the time, where being able to re-render something, like I'd go through it, I'd be like, there's a mistake in there. I need to cut that bit out. Or that pause is too long. Cut it out, re-render it without waiting a day. It was quite useful for that. That was quite a useful thing. And I could edit with the grade applied. So I knew that the grades were correct before rendering it and going, oh, that grade doesn't quite look right in hindsight.
Yeah.
You're looking at it all day, so that was kind of nice. But it was also the point at which we realised that Rode wireless mics are absolutely the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, because we had to redo a few bits.
We had to redo a lot of bits. And even then, there were bits we had to cut out because the audio went wrong and I had to reshoot later on in separate parts. Anyway, it was frustrating. It was a lot.
But, got it done.
We got it done.
That's probably I say outside of your normal work, the biggest thing you've done this year.
That is the biggest thing I've done this year for sure. Outside of, actually, it's probably the biggest project I've done all year. I don't think any photo shoots took longer than that did.
Oh, no. I mean, just the time just to film it, much less edit it, put it together, and
Yeah.
everything else.
I think my last photo shoot I did is probably the quickest one I've done so far, because I was taken in as a director for one day, and then a second day shooting something else, and the edit was done by a different company.
Mm.
That was a nice job, actually. 2 days, all in.
Yeah.
A 1 hour pre-prod meeting. That was it.
Yeah.
That was a nice, easy, cushy little thing there. Like, big campaign.
Yeah. And I've seen it. It's nice.
It looks right. The edit needs some work. I'm going to try and see if we can get the edit better. But we also got a lot of footage that we're going to be editing here that we didn't use in the advert. But it's really good footage. We had too much footage.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's some cool shots that we're going to grade.
That's always a nice problem to have.
Yeah, yeah. Some nice little like 3 seconds, 6 seconds. Got the probe lens out. Got the fish tanks out. Got some really nice liquids.
Yeah.
I want to do some cool like I like a speed ramp on liquids.
You do like speed ramps.
I don't like it elsewhere. Outside of liquids, I don't like speed ramps.
Yeah, there's a time and a place for them.
Yeah, there really is. And it's got to be done to taste as well. But yeah, we'll get some of those edited up. And I think over Christmas, that's one of the big things is there's a few commercial jobs I'd like to re-edit for my own use. Where what we needed to do for the campaign is not what I wanted it to look like. And I'd like to have the version I want.
Yeah.
So we'll probably be doing a bit of that over the Christmas time.
Yeah, I mean, that's, and again, this is like, we're talking about the importance of having a bit of downtime.
Yeah.
To be able to revisit things and,
I used to make a new
away.
show reel. Need a new show reel. That needs to be completely redone, doesn't it? That needs revisiting. That's like old. It's like a year and a half out of date. Done a lot since then. What else do we need to do?
Well, I've got the my least favourite task of the year, which will be upgrading the OS on my Hackintosh.
Oh.
So I'm not looking forward to that at all.
No, that does not sound like a fun day out.
No, I mean, I think last time it took me like 3 days to get it all working properly. It's ridiculous. But
Yeah, that sounds horrific. I might repaint the studio floor over Christmas.
Yeah.
It's about due, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of marks on that.
It's seen better days.
It just shows you how much it's been in use this year.
Yeah, there's a lot of paint missing, and then there's a lot of paint which isn't floor paint on the floor from when we've like built sets and had to paint them in situ just because of speed and time.
Yeah.
And made a mess. Had to get new rugs as well. There's all new rugs in here.
There has been a fair bit of spillage.
There's a lot of spillage. I need to find some new cleaners as well for the studio, which is really boring, but
necessary.
Really necessary. It's I'm getting in touch with I've got 3 on rotation at any given time. It's like the most unreliable profession in the world. Book 3 in for 1 week and no one shows up.
Yeah.
It's frustrating. It's like the boy. Like I need to do the big backups. Apparently we've got a NAS drive arriving from a company. They said they've sent me one.
Okay.
And apparently Bronco has sent a big package as well, which I'm excited for. I don't know when it's coming. It's coming from Switzerland. So that'll be exciting. Little Broncolor care package.
Little pre-Christmas presents.
Yeah. Bang that bad boy on eBay straight away. Buy myself a sports car. It's
another sports car.
I'm going to sell my MX-5.
Yeah.
I think that I'm over that. I had fun.
Yeah, I mean, just the amount of gaps in that roof in this.
I fixed the roof.
It's all actually leak-free now.
Yeah, it's leak-free now. The roof is fixed. It was it wasn't a problem with the roof. It was the latches. They'd all failed. So it was no longer airtight.
Yes. Not ideal in a convertible car.
It's not the best. I fixed everything on it, actually. It's now, everything is fixed.
Yeah, so, the next owner will have a good time with it.
Yeah, from a non-starter
to,
every fluid.
And some of the wiring was shambolic in that car.
There's still one bit of wiring I want to fix, actually. I want to know why the fan is hardwired to a switch.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I do know. Having looked back at the MOT history, I've spotted exactly when it happened. But they, instead of replacing a very simple part, they decided to do
MacGyvered it.
Yeah, don't quite understand why they did what they did, but they did.
Yeah, there's a lot of things didn't make sense.
Yes, most of it's now fixed. But yeah, I think I'm going to replace that with probably a work van.
Yeah. And as part of that hack, they, if I remember rightly, unplugged the dimmer for the dash lights.
Yeah, so
they
there's no
could put
dash
this moody
lights.
aftermarket switching to hardwire the fan. So that didn't work. It's like,
yeah, that was an epic like kick themselves in the nuts thing. But yeah, I think I'm going to have to buy a work van, like a proper windowless back van to put kit in. If we continue at this rate next year, my Subaru is not the job for that. It's not the right. It's not safe enough for that sort of carrying that much kit.
Well, yeah, because you can see in it.
Well, you can see in it, and you can also get squished by it if you crash really badly. So I really want to get rid of all that
Yeah.
stuff and get a van, I think.
With a bulkhead.
With a bulkhead. Proper solid. Not like just a cage, like a full-on.
You could be white van man.
I will be white van man. It's sadly. It's I don't know if it's like across the rest of the world, but in the UK, like the white van man, anyone who drives a white work van is just notoriously known as a horrific driver.
Yeah.
But when you drive, I've driven a white van a couple of times. You can do what you want.
They're empowering.
People just move out your way. They're like, oh, Jesus Christ, here comes the white van man. And it's like, rules don't apply anymore.
Yeah. I mean, tailgating is not illegal. It's positively encouraged. When you're in a white van.
Park where you want, just bang your hazards on.
Yeah.
Yeah, laws and rules just don't apply when you're in a white van. So I'm going to get a van, I think, which is really boring. I really wanted to get a Mercedes W1T3, but that's not going to help me at all in my day-to-day life.
No, it's nice, but it's not.
It's very nice.
It's not suitable for.
It's not what I need. So I think we'll keep the Subaru for the dog, and buy a van.
Yeah,
for work.
For work.
Gutting.
And definitely don't sign write it.
Yeah. Just a plain white van.
Yeah.
Good Lord. It's not very exciting, is it, buying a van?
No, and the problem with them, like, I mean, I very nearly did, actually, with a view to turn it into a micro camper.
Yeah.
Then I realised, you know what, for how many dozen times a year I might do that, the rest of the time you're still driving a van.
Yes.
And I thought I'd rather just have a nicer car and then, spring for a hotel or something. Or,
yeah, absolutely.
If I'm going camping, I can still fit it all in the back of that. So.
I mean, I think if we do get the van, we're going to kit it out properly in the back.
Panel
like
it all
a
out.
proper grip van. Like everything's got its place, C-stands mounted.
Basically, like all these things, you can have all those toolboxes and chests and what have you.
Yeah. Shouldn't cost much to do, should it?
No, I mean, because again, most vans, there's off-the-shelf ply line kits that you can buy and just bolt them on and away you go.
Yeah, should be all right. Vans are cheap as well.
Not really.
Well, they're cheaper than I thought they were going to be.
I mean, yes, but they're still holding quite strong money. I mean, everything vehicle-wise post-pandemic is really expensive.
You can get a really good van for 10 grand.
Yeah.
And you can get an okay van for 5 grand. And you can get something which may or may not get you to there in 2 grand.
Well, I mean, generally speaking, because I mean, like the classic Mercedes, if you look at the Vito, I mean, that's the same engine that will do 500,000 miles all day long if you service it.
This is the problem though. Most work vans don't get serviced, do they?
Because they're not loved.
Ragged. So yeah. Anyway, if I do get a van, we'll do a whole YouTube series on kitting it out.
Yeah.
We'll turn it into the ultimate photography van.
Yeah.
Right there. Yeah. It'd be good. It'd be good. Anything to add this week, Rob? I'll just put it on the spot there as we're coming towards the end of the episode.
Nothing really on that sort of subject. I mean,
I don't feel like there's been much photography news either this year. Or
no,
I've been ignoring it.
I mean, again, there's the only news has been new things with new kit and new this and new that and all the rest of it.
Nothing of use.
I mean, it depends, like all things. What is it you're looking to? I mean, it's easy to focus on kit.
Yeah.
And as I say, I bought very, very little kit this year. As I say, the only thing I bought was 2 anamorphic lenses. Because in terms of sphericals, at least for video, the Sigmas are amazing. So you don't need anything really beyond those. And the anamorphics were bought as much of a passion project as anything else. But again, it gives you something that you cannot replicate with a spherical.
Yes, yeah,
and it goes beyond just putting a lens flare filter on or whatever.
Yeah, it's not the same.
It's everything about anamorphics is completely different. So it's adding things to your toolkit that makes sense. If it's the same as you've got now, but a little bit wider or a little bit sharper or whatever, you don't really need it. Whereas something that gives you a completely different look is worth an investment.
Yeah, I mean, everything I've bought this year has just been to replace what we took from rental houses. So there's been no upgrade, as it were. It's just instead of me renting it, I own it, and I am the rental house. Quick disclaimer, don't go out and buy £500,000 worth of kit just to become the rental house. That is not a business model. Don't do that. Don't go, buy it because I can rent it out. Run the numbers first. You need to be extremely busy to be able to make it actually work.
Yeah.
And this year was an anomaly which made it work and made it profitable within the space of 12 months.
Yeah.
If it was a case of breaking even at the end of the year, I wouldn't have bothered because a lot of houses were buying all the kit and trucking it around and all the rest of it. But it's a lot of shooting volume. at high end to justify that. But everything I bought, nothing improved the image quality of anything I did, apart from the lens that I didn't need.
Yeah.
Image quality was fine. It's just this was slightly better, and I was fancied a new lens. I hadn't had one in years.
Yeah. I mean, mine was, it was a difference. Technically, it's worse in every respect than the Sigma lens.
Yeah,
but that's kind of, what you kind of want. I mean, I remember when I shot my second short film, and I went out and bought a whole bunch of like vintage, my one and only Zeiss lens that I still have, the 20mm Flectigon, I believe it was. And then some Soviet, probably still radioactive lenses, again, because they had a certain look to them.
Yep.
Because I wanted that to be very much of a 50s noir aesthetic.
Yeah.
And again, you can fake it to a point, but I thought it'd be better to just do it with old glass to have that look. And was it sharp as the Sigmas? No. Were they as good in low light? No. But were they more interesting? Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Lens characters really. I think for what I shoot, lens characters not that good.
No, because again, it's they want their product represented
clinically,
technically perfect.
But I think in other genres, I would go character over perfect. I think,
and definitely when it comes to sort of more narrative,
lifestyle,
videography, and whatever, it's kind of, I think that's really where you can kind of start to push, the looks and what have you. So
yeah, absolutely. Right, I've just realised we're losing light in here. I've looked around; it's like black.
I mean, we should be exposed as well, but the daylight is definitely fading. It's now 3:30 in the UK. So
well, I'll tell you what. Let's wrap it here. Let's see if we can get out the studio for 4.
Possible.
Yeah, and I want to be sat at home with a gin and tonic at 4:30. Let's go for that. See you all later, guys.
Cheerio.